Many people ask the same question. Why does America demand, to the very end, that North Korea give up its nuclear weapons, yet push back hard the moment its own ally, South Korea, says it wants the bomb too? Is this simple hypocrisy, or is there a deeper strategic reason underneath? In this documentary, we explain it through one lens: national interest and the hard work of managing an alliance. And we will look at something real and recent. Support inside South Korea for building its own nuclear weapons has climbed to record highs, and there is a clear chain of cause and effect behind it. Start with the root reason. A nuclear weapon is an equalizer. It levels the military playing field. The moment a country owns one, America's overwhelming conventional military power, its tanks, its jets, its carriers, is sharply constrained. Every year, the United States spends enormous sums to field the strongest conventional forces on Earth. But once an opponent holds nuclear weapons, a new risk appears. Attack them, and you might invite nuclear retaliation, so the range of military options narrows. This is why every American administration, Republican or Democrat alike, has treated stopping the spread of nuclear weapons as a core national security interest. The more countries that hold the bomb, the more it costs America, and the more dangerous it becomes to project power and to manage a crisis anywhere in the world. History makes the American position clearer. In the 1990s, Ukraine gave up the third largest nuclear arsenal in the world. The United States, Britain, and Russia offered security assurances in return, and the goal was simple: to prevent a new nuclear-armed state from emerging in Europe. In 2003, when Libya surrendered its weapons of mass destruction, Washington praised it as a case that strengthened the global system for stopping proliferation. North Korea went the other way. By holding on to its weapons to the very end, it left the United States facing a far more complicated deterrence problem in East Asia. From America's point of view, one more nuclear state is never just that country's problem. It is a rising bill of risk and cost that Washington itself has to carry, because every new nuclear button raises the odds of a miscalculation, an accident, or a war that spirals out of control. Now to South Korea. Over the past few years, public support for building the country's own nuclear weapons has risen sharply. In surveys by the Asan Institute for Policy Studies, support reached 70.9% in 2024 and climbed to 76.2% in 2025, the highest since the Institute began asking in 2010. Other major polls land broadly in the 60s and into the mid-70s as well. This surge has clear causes. North Korea's nuclear and missile programs have genuinely advanced, until many Koreans simply accept that the North is already a nuclear state. The war in Ukraine and the memory of Libya shook the once absolute faith that America's nuclear umbrella, its promise to defend an ally with its own nuclear weapons, would truly hold. In that same Asan survey, the share of Koreans who believed the United States would actually use nuclear weapons to defend them fell below half, to 48.9%. And the sharpening rivalry between the United States and China has left the whole security environment of East Asia less stable. These forces worked together. Washington sees this shift. So why does the United States still oppose a South Korean bomb? There are three reasons. First, it would change the very structure of the alliance. If South Korea held its own nuclear weapons, the dependence at the heart of the alliance would shift, and America's ability to steer and coordinate strategy could weaken. Second, the risk of a chain reaction grows. A nuclear South Korea could strengthen the case for the bomb inside Japan and raise the chance of a nuclear domino falling across all of East Asia. Third, control in a crisis becomes far more complex. The United States already manages nuclear deterrence with North Korea, China, and Russia. Add an allied nuclear force acting on its own, and crisis management gets much harder. From Washington's seat, a structure where each ally holds its own bomb is less attractive than the current one, where America provides extended deterrence, the shorthand for its promise to shield allies with its own nuclear weapons. Lately, though, under the Trump administration, there are signs that America wants to manage less of this directly. It is asking allies to carry more of the defense burden and leaning into a more transactional style. The promise of extended deterrence stays in place, but how it is run, how the costs are shared, and what role the allies play is changing. If that trend continues, a few shifts become possible. Pressure on South Korea and Japan to spend more on defense and to build up their own conventional forces could grow. Toward North Korea, step-by-step and more realistic approaches, like freezing its nuclear and missile programs or capping the arms race, may be discussed more often than full denuclearization. And inside South Korea and Japan, the debate over how far the alliance can be trusted may grow louder until the option of an independent deterrent rises to the level of real policy. The basic American position against the spread of nuclear weapons holds, but how that position is managed has entered a phase of real adjustment. To sum up, the United States opposes a nuclear-armed South Korea because, in its view, every new nuclear state raises America's own security burden, makes the alliance harder to manage, and increases the risk it has to carry in East Asia. The rise in Korean support for the bomb is a response to a more capable North Korea and a shifting security landscape. In turn, Washington is trying to make its extended deterrence more concrete and to hold the current alliance together through tools like the Nuclear Consultative Group, the standing body where the two countries plan nuclear matters together. So here is the question to leave you with. Between a structure built on alliance and extended deterrence, and one built on an independent deterrent of one's own, which is more stable over the long run. Thank you for watching.